You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Frustration get the better of you and make you do things you should never do. You got to keep the faith, you can't surrender. You never know, tomorrow may be brighter. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. As long as you have health and strength, reaching your goal, nothing should prevent. Every time you fall, get up again. Don't sit down there like that and complain. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Don't give up, keep courage, you must win. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Obstacles will get in the way, stumbling blocks to hinder your day. But you can't afford to let them stop you, no matter how hard it is to go through. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Endurance shall win in the ending. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Strong positive mind, negative thoughts, leave them behind. We got to go forward in sure certainty. Let no element humbug that possibility. But if you give up, you have no way of knowing if next day would have brought good tidings. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. We gotta
Lord my God, when I'm in awesome wonder, consider all thy works thy hand doth make. I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods, the forest glades I wander, and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur, and hear the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I think of God, His Son, not Spirit, sent Him to die, I scarce can take it in. Then on the cross, my burden gladly bearing, He bled and died to take my sins away. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me brother, cover me sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me. Cover me.
Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself.
You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should.
Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career. However humble, it is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune, but do not distress yourself with imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself.
You are a
child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life. Keep peace with your soul, with all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams. It is still a beautiful world. Be careful. Strive to be happy.
You are a star of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. You are a star of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. You are a star of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. You are a star of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. And you know what we always say, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear a pink t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt. Each and every one is welcome in the village. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatanians, Xenoranians, Sonaranians. Each and every one is welcome on Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, when you come in here, we originate, we don't imitate. We bring you the facts, the whole facts and nothing but the facts.
We speak truth to power. Some people may not be able to deal with it, but the truth shall set you free. Take a listen to this.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And of course, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The only radio program on the planet, yeah, on the planet, that have an oath slash pledge to the people that we will bring you the facts, the whole facts, and nothing but the facts. I'm going to bring in my partner, the man himself, the one and only, the man known all around Trinidad and Tobago. Many people even in the country. The one man himself, Uncle Tommy. Tommy, welcome.
Good afternoon, Professor.
Good afternoon to you, Tommy.
How was your day so far?
You know, Tommy, today was a marvelous day.
That's very, 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 very nice.
Yeah. You know, woke up early this morning and I had to go do my track workout before the program, you know, because I mean, this program, you know, we do a lot of work, Tommy. This program is a lot of work.
And it's early in the day.
And it's early in the day. So I went out to the track and I did my workout. So let me tell you, people might know what the workout is, but I'm just trying to inspire you for a better tomorrow. That's all. You know, maybe by you hearing me talking these things, you might get up and start to walk, you know, walk a mile. You understand? Even when you're on the job at lunchtime, you know, go out and walk a little mile, you know, and maybe I could inspire them. So this morning, my workout was 2 miles warm up in 14 minutes and let me see what it was by. You know, okay, so here it is. 2 miles warm up in 14 minutes and 55 seconds. The 2 miles were in 7 minutes and 32 seconds, and the first mile was 7 minutes and 32 seconds, and the second mile was 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Then I did a 300, a 200, and a 100. Right? Then I took a rest, and then I repeated that another 300, 200, and 100. And then I did 1.5 miles warm down in 11 minutes and 35 seconds. So that was my workout for the day, and it you know, the rain and all kind of thing, but you know, it's interesting to me that I never let outside factors decide whether I'm going to be a success or a failure. What do I mean by that?
Rain or shine, you do what you have to do.
Correct is right. There we go.
Well, when it's raining, I don't do my walk.
Yeah, I know, but with me, I woke up, had my smoothie, had my lemon water, you know, my 32 ounces of lemon water,
Mm-hmm.
and packed my stuff, and I headed out the door. I didn't think about whether it was raining or not. When I went outside, it was drizzling. So okay, what's the big deal? Got to the track, did what I have to do, did all my warm up. It rained a little bit. Just continue on and did what I had to do. So what that is to tell people is that, you know, the sun could always be hot. You know, Tommy, let me ask you a question. Why do Trinidadians say the sun hot? Isn't it sunny?
But sun is supposed to be hot.
No, but isn't it sunny?
Yeah, it's sunny when it's.
But the sun always supposed to be hot. The sun can't be cold. The sun hot, boy. The sun hot.
Except that my grandmother, I remember when she came up in '73 and she saw the sun, she rushed outside, but it was winter month. She ran back inside yelling.
and they just say rain falling. It raining.
Right? Rain is supposed to fall.
Yeah, rain falling. Hey, back or reverse back.
Yeah, well, reverse back could mean you're going forward.
Yeah, but I thought when you reverse, you're going back.
Right.
But
So if you go back and then go back from going back, then you're going forward.
yeah, but reverse back is acceptable. Reverse back.
Yeah, reverse back is double talk.
Yeah. Are going down the road. How about that one?
Yeah, well, you're going down the road.
Okay. We are interested in. We are interested. We're very interested in. No joke. We're very, very interested. That's why I like my country too bad. I
Yeah.
love not currently though. Not I love my country, but not the last 9 years.
Well, 9 years, 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, I still love it.
No, I love my country. I love my country. And I say this, and people just get upset at others for saying this. I believe that there are many of us who are living outside of Trinidad and Tobago more patriotic than many people who are living inside of Trinidad and Tobago. You know? Let me go to the chat. Takesha, welcome. Good day
She
to
was
you.
first.
Takesha was first in the village.
Hmm.
Welcome back. Joan Biznat. Good afternoon to you. Troy Smith, boy. Yeah, boy. Troy inside, boy. Troy Smith, you're inside. Caribbean Soul, boy. Yeah, man. Caribbean Soul say we get 3 robots from Paho. You feel that we'll go in the hospital or home by a minister. You see the robots that I'm right, Tommy? You see the robots what they get?
It's for medical assistance.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine them health robots have to work on their pharmacists. Dane, welcome. Money for robots, no money for back pay. Sense? Yeah, it was donated. It was donated. It was donated. It was donated. I don't think that was a pay for it. Wall Street, you could love your country for the last 9 years. You don't just like the governance of it. That is true. That is true. Patricia, welcome. When an old building need to renovate, they say they have to refurbish the building. Okay. Tommy, I'll be honest with you. Today, I really don't know where to start. But you will tell me, start at the beginning.
At the beginning.
That's what you will say to me. Right? Um, First of all, let me ask a question, Tommy. Before what we have, Tommy, is you call it silly season, right? I call it
Right.
EG season, election gimmick season, right? Now, the last local government election, we was talking about the party in power was talking about local government reform, right?
Right.
Right. We go have local government reform, the councillors go be full time, and all that, right? And the RPNM people was running with that. Boy, hey, local government reform, boy, local government reform, right? We ain't get that, right? Because the councillors still part time, many things haven't happened. Okay, so now come a general election is coming up soon. So now we have constitutional reform. You understand? The first name just changed, right? Local government reform, constitutional. Let's put government in constitutional government reform or constitutional reform. So we have constitutional reform now. You understand? And next, EG in my election gimmick. But Tommy, they ain't stopping there, you know. They're not stopping there. You know what they want to do now, Tommy? They want to look at the monuments now in Trinidad and Tobago. Columbus and all of them. They're going to form a committee to look at that. We got to address that. When is it going to stop, Tommy? When are people going to understand that the fooling of people is just par for the course, man? When are we going to understand that? How could you be fooled that? Let me put it this way. How could people be fooled that easily over and over and over again and expect to get different results?
Well, those who are doing the fooling know what they're working with, so they work with it.
So you're saying they know how to fool the people?
Absolutely, they've perfected it.
And they're going to come to the PNM programs and talk about constitutional reform, eh? You go hear them. You go hear them. Boy, constitutional reform, boy.
You see, if they mean business, they'll do something and stop talking and just get it done and get it over with long before election. If they really mean business. And that's what the voter is supposed to insist on, that it gets done long before.
So let's listen to some of the report from this new committee that put out this with respect to the Constitution. Take a listen to this.
Constitution Reform Committee. People feel excluded, powerless. Ways must be found to stop people feeling excluded from the running of the country, urged the report of the National Advisory Committee on Constitutional Reform dated July 2024, published on August 15th. The committee, under former Speaker Birendra Sinanan, SC, held town meetings across Trinidad and Tobago to help formulate terms of reference for a formal consultation on constitutional reform proposed as a week-long National Constitutional Conference. There is a powerful demand for a more democratic society where citizens have more say and more control, the executive summary said. The demands for and fixed dates for elections, a right of recall, referendums, and for a directly elected president are evidence of this. The committee considered TT's economic, social, and political developments since 1976. While some economic and social progress has been achieved, it has not been sufficient to ameliorate the social conditions for many who live in absolute poverty, including the circumstances that have drawn many into crime. Further, TT's progress has not overcome outdated colonial systems which fetter relevant responses to such problems. Inefficiency, mediocrity, the dysfunctional political culture, and conflicts between and among high office holders have compounded the difficulties and inhibited reform or the resolution of prevalent challenges. The summary listed themes emerging from the hundreds of submissions made via email or live at town meetings. Firstly, people want an expanded set of rights relating to the environment and to economic, social, and cultural rights, plus the protection of rights of indigenous peoples and an end to discrimination based on disability, place of residence, and sexual orientation. Secondly, the society wants some form of proportional representation, so people's votes at elections are not wasted. Citizens, thirdly, want a higher level of accountability from officials in Parliament, the judiciary, the executive, and the independent/fourth branch bodies. This includes a strong demand for more separation of powers plus limits on the number of ministries and the number of ministers drawn from Parliament. Some expressed support for the idea of an executive president and were insistent about a president who is not politically appointed. Fourthly, people want the Constitution to curb corruption, including having limits for office holders plus a stronger investigation/prosecution of corruption. Citizens want to see a more efficient and responsive public service and recommend reform of the service commissions. Citizens also recommended campaign finance reform, a non-political Speaker of the House, elected senators, entrenching local government in the Constitution, and the need for MPs to be full-time members. The committee crafted its proposals for constitutional reform by considering the current submissions, plus proposals from the Ramadar, 2013, Clark, 2009, Principles of Fairness, 2006, Hayatollah, and Wooding reports. The working document made 9 suggestions. Foster national identity and cohesion by articulating our national values and aspirations in a revised preamble which is owned by We the People of TT. The second proposal was to expand the Charter of Rights to include economic, social, and cultural rights, expand the legal rights which provide for due process and equal protection of the law, outline citizens' duties and responsibilities, and guide state policy formation. Thirdly, the document urged, establish genuine sovereignty and republicanism by removing the Savings Law Clause, abolishing appeals to the Privy Council and acceding to the appellate jurisdiction of the Caribbean Court of Justice, and redefining the territory of TT consistent with its archipelagic status. The Savings Clause, at TT's independence, said old laws would not be swept out by new constitutional rights. Fourthly, the report proposed a greater separation of powers by strengthening judicial independence and parliamentary oversight, recognizing the Industrial Court, Tax Appeal Board, and Equal Opportunity Tribunal in the Constitution, and enhancing the Judicial Service Commission to include all judicial offices and the Director of Public Prosecutions. The fifth proposal was better representation by strengthening Parliament by retaining the first, past-the-post system of election to the House of Representatives, limiting the number of ministers and ministries, and expanding the Senate to be elected by proportional representation, while requiring higher qualifications for appointment. Sixthly, the document wanted to effect greater accountability and transparency from the judiciary and independent institutions, and to provide for an elected president. The seventh proposal was to strengthen democratic values by giving greater voice to the citizenry by devolution of executive and lawmaking power to the Tobago Island government and preparing local government for greater responsibility. Eighthly, the document urged a more efficient public service by new legislation and regulations to govern it, by instituting a cabinet manual stating the roles and responsibilities of ministers and permanent secretaries, and by delegating to the permanent secretaries the appointment, transfer, promotion, and discipline of officers not engaged in policy. The ninth proposal was to return the Police Service Commission to its former method of selection of the Commissioner and Deputy Commissioners of Police, clarify the President's power of pardon, restructure the Advisory Committee on Pardon, and widen the scope of the Integrity Commission.
Tommy?
Yep.
There are some good ideas in there.
Yeah, but talk. I'm fed up with the talk. How long we gonna keep talking?
That's why I say election gimmick. It's a gimmick.
If they really want to impress me, they would take action.
Tommy, action? You mean reactionary? You mean reaction? Let's take this call. Caller, welcome.
Hey, one shit. Let's not go there to you and your co-host, Uncle Tony.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Send something for you today. You watch it?
Which one was it? Tell me which one was it?
Huh?
Which one was it? I watched something. Let me see.
It was streaming live today, the Prime Minister Singapore.
Let me check. Hold on. Let me check. Hold on.
Hear what? Hear what? I give you a little homework here. I ain't nothing much to say. When you take a look at it, listen to the Prime Minister talk. What is he done and what is he going to do for the people of Singapore? And when you do that, then you'll be able to get some of the clippings and they go play it so Trinidad they go understand what proper leadership is all about. Dr. Honor, listening.
Bless. All right. Mova Defender, welcome. Mova Defender.
Blessed evening, Uncle Tommy on Wall Street.
Same to you, my brother.
I vote for the pyramids, I vote for local government reform. Uncle Tommy on Wall Street. PNM master the art of creating problems and then bringing the solutions. Wall Street, half of them thing I hear, we just read all day, right? Any constitutional reform stuff, right? It's just the PNM. We have already PNM as we speak. Integrity Commission, the Auditor General who magically just go on vacation there so. And a new Auditor General was put in place, acting. The DPP, the Police Service Commission where the Prime Minister admitted to go in and interfere with. So they create the problems Wall Street and coming out with the solution now for it. Really? And then they'll go hot me by Wall Street, boy. And I tell you, listen it out. All week on 919, you will hear the PNM gurus running out how good this constitutional reform is for we. Just like how they run out to tell we local government reform was good for we, but we didn't get it. Yep. Well, this parents are so dread, and know the policy have is so dead, brain dead. He bring local, what should you remember how much ads the government put for local government reform to show you how it's going to work. Yep. And the money going to come from here, to jump to here, to go to here, to come in the hand of the councillors.
Yep, yep.
What should I show them ads cost millions of dollars?
Absolutely.
For local government reform. And we can get even a drop of it. Now this Prime Minister so dread, so evil, so wicked. Coming out with constitutional reform? Yep. Wow, boy. And you know the hurtful thing? People going to buy it up, you know.
You go lap it up, boy. You go lap it up.
Wow, boy. What should I line, boy? PNM get a number, you know.
Yeah, boy. No joking.
But before you go, I don't know change the topic, but what we to talk a little bit about the agency scandal.
Yeah. We have an
editorial.
editorial.
I bring up something for you.
Right.
When we go into that, but I'm going to change your program.
No, it's cool. I have an editorial on that. And I have the piece with respect to them canceling the contract from
everybody lost the money.
Right.
I don't know if you know with a contract. You have to put up a bond.
Yeah.
You have to put up some money up front. And all the work you have to pay your staff to do planning and the site management, all the bacchanal.
Yeah.
Everybody lost the money and lost the time.
Yeah.
But I want to stick on this constitutional reform for a few minutes.
Yeah, man.
So I'll call. That's when they come up with the editorial.
Yeah, cool. Bless. Yeah. You know, Tommy?
Yep.
The PNM, I don't believe the PNM wants an elected president. You think so?
Whatever would work to their benefit, they would endorse.
But that's what I'm saying. Why would they want an elected president when the prime minister could handpick who he wants to be the president?
Of course.
Yeah? Let's take this one. KFC, welcome.
Good afternoon. Mr. Toby, good afternoon, Uncle Wall Street.
Yeah, man.
Good afternoon, sir.
I told you, nobody pregnant saying I vote for government. Is that vote now with that?
All right.
Come on, KFC.
Yeah, buddy. KFC wife telling me you gotta give up the phone. yeah, Tommy. So, and Tommy, abolishing the appeal to the Privy Council. Right? That is a we can call that by a red herring that they kind of putting in that to make it feel like if them want that. The PNM don't want that. Because almost every time they go to the Privy Councilors lose, I don't think them want that. You really think them want that, Tommy? Boy,
if they wanted the CCJ is located in Trinidad. This is CCJ is supposed to be working for Trinidad and Tobago for the longest.
But that's why they want the CCJ so they could corrupt that too. In Trinidad, they can't corrupt the Privy Council. They could corrupt the Privy Council.
Nope.
You know, me, in my estimation, this is an election gimmick at its fullest. This is an election gimmick.
The only thing is that if you bring in the gimmick on, then bring some results.
Tommy, as you said, Tommy, as you stated previously, in year 9, all of a sudden, we want to talk about constitutional reform. What about local government reform, Tommy? Why don't we take care of that first before we go to constitutional reform? How about that?
The election has already been, quote unquote, completed.
Yeah.
So,
but let me go and implement things now. The councillors still part-time. Eh? And you know,
if the councillors don't insist on becoming full-time, they remain part-time.
You think if he's a PNM councillor, you're going to question that? PNM councillors ain't questioning that. Because as far as they're concerned, I still have my work. I could get my work, and I could collect whatever little caca they are collecting from being a councillor. You understand? So what's the big deal? Rishi says, the people not smart. You see in the news in the country, sorry, you can't change a cup to a glass. Trini people not that up there, as they think, so it's easy for government to do as they please. Okay. Caribbean social worship, but the sad reality is they're taking advice from the PNM supporters on that constitutional reform. You know what is that? That's pain and pressure. And okay. Mean Jean, just jump in. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Mean Jean. Michael Nero, welcome. Yeah, Tommy. So all of a sudden, it's real EG coming out, you know, Tommy. It's EG after EG, you know. Right? And the thing about it, Tommy, is that the RPNM supporters will lap it up, you know. Oh God, I could see Gordon Joseph and Fox and them in their glory, boy. Oh God, yes, that is what we want. Constitutional reform. The Prime Minister set up an independent committee in order for them to bring back recommendations. They come back with 9 recommendations on constitutional reform. And Tommy, in my estimation, that going in the disposable file. KFC, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Wall Street. Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy.
Good afternoon, sir.
I see all in the red today, you know. I'm going to play some bad and get some election. I like the PNM no move, you know, Wall Street.
Real moves. Don't know.
They no move.
They no moves.
We're move by the friend that I say, you come at that next one, so we voted for next year then.
Yes. We're voting for constitutional reform. The vote, the general election is a referendum on constitutional reform in Trinidad and Tobago. That is the gimmick.
But they've been office for 9 years. They've been talking about nothing about that. Why it's close to election time?
Because it's a gimmick. It's the election. It's an EG, boy.
They don't move.
There are no real
Should I
rules.
was your party, you know, I gotta wake up and smell the fresh coffee, boy. You left full breath for too long, boy.
Oh God.
I look for it.
Yeah, boy.
Latest PM.
Yeah, yeah, boy. You know, Tommy, boy. Tommy, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I start to look into, Tommy, you know, that fella have a song, Mystic Prowler have a song. You have to look below the surface.
Right.
You remember that song?
Oh yeah.
When I start to look below the surface, Tommy, boy, here is all kind of thing I started to see, you know, but and realize, you know, I say, wait. I said, but
Good for you. Good for you.
yeah, I started to look below the surface, boy. And I started to play Mystic Prowler song more and more and more. And I started to look below the surface more. And the more I look, Tommy, is the more. I'm telling you. Because you know, Tommy, you had to give them credit. You had to give them credit.
Oh yeah.
Prime Minister Rowley, real good. Real good. Watch now, 91.9. Their modus operandi for the next few months is constitutional reform. Constitutional reform. A vote for the general election is a vote for constitutional reform in Trinidad and Tobago. Look how long how long we talking about it. Now we finally gonna get it. We finally gonna get it. Why they upset? Why? And here what they gonna say, Tommy. Here what they gonna say. Why the UNC didn't bring it in 2010 to 2015? Eh? They should have bring it. They didn't bring it. Now we bringing it all your vex. Oh God. Tommy, they're good, they're good, they're good. They're good. I have to be honest with you, they're real good. You understand? But Tommy, you really think people go buy into that gimmick, boy?
Absolutely.
Oh God, Tommy, man. You answer so quick.
Yeah, because they know what they're working with.
Tommy, you mean they have a specific time, a playbook when I think they have a convention today, you know, Tommy. Today is the 18th, right? Yeah, they have a convention today. Yeah, they have a convention today. Oh God, but I could see what will come out of that convention, boy. Eh? Yeah.
Plenty EGs.
Plenty EGs, boy. Caribbean stores, they real know them good Wall Street. That will be the excuse when the UNC didn't bring it. Yeah, I telling all you, they go. Tommy, you know, Tommy, when you give them the playbook and they seeing and they go in the middle of the book, because some of them have to go straight to the middle of the book. You know what I mean? They go to the middle of the book and they tell you, you know, whatever you do, bring up 2010 to 2015, whatever you do. Yeah. Fox, and Gordon Joseph and Patricia Reed and Ambrose Blanc. When all you had to bring up 2010 to 2015, that them didn't do it. Now we going and do it, them upset because we going and do it. Look at that. Right? Don't talk about local government reform that we didn't do, you know. You understand? Don't bring that up. Because we fool them there. We fool them and we had all them talking, all them PNM people going on the PNM radio station and talking about local government reform. Yeah? Caribbean Soul said they'll even go back to Pande days. No, Caribbean Soul, I just agree with you. They don't, they just leave Pande days alone. Everything has to do now with 2010 to 2015. Yeah? Oh God, they and your show, boy. They say the theme of the convention at Napa is constitutional reform, boy. Oh God, Tommy, we laughing, but it's no joke, you know. Let me hear what Fox has to say. Visionary and iconic leader Basdio Pandey was a strong advocate of constitutional reform, calling for separation of powers. A unicameral parliamentary system, an executive president, and power sharing in government. Unfortunately, his dream never materialized, even though he enjoyed a stint as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, so Fox, So, folks, your party been in power for 9 years. What about that? What about that, folks? Why they have to wait, right, till a general election is in the air in order for them to talk about constitutional reform? Eh? Set up a committee and all kind of things. Come on, man. Come on, man. That playbook, boy, folks, that playbook. We get that playbook. We had that playbook on their wraps. Come with something new. They have to come. I hope, Tommy, I hope, anyway, Tommy, I hope we don't hear this general election is based on constitutional reform.
But you already answered the question.
You really think so, boy?
Hey, I ain't
Yeah?
thinking. I ain't thinking. I already know.
Biz not welcome. Caribbean Soul say, you see, Wall Street, Fox started it already. Yeah, Fox start. But you know, I tell all you, I know them, you know. I know them. And look, if Gordon Joseph is able to get in, if Gordon is able to get back his phone, watch you when you call, you go see where you go talk about that, Tommy. Watch him, eh? Tommy, they ain't
Who took his phone?
eh?
Who took his phone?
No, I ain't sure, you know. I ain't sure. Yeah. Because, you know, sometimes you know when them fellas and them that is they just talk big and bad. You know what I mean? Many of them just talk big and bad, you know. Yeah? But sometimes, but folks, when we come back from the break, I have a next election gimmick for all you. All you would not believe this election gimmick. Tommy, even you wouldn't believe this election gimmick.
All right.
Because, as you say, Tommy, you call it the silly season.
Right.
But I call it the EG season. Is election gimmick. You remember the other day they had the and we go talk about our next. We go talk about 2 election gimmick, right? But that is the modus operandi of the RPNM. And Tommy, I have a sports issue to deal with.
Okay.
I go deal with that in the next hour or two. And I have to become more, how I could say it, boy, more. I'm looking for a nice word. Anyway, I have editorials that just been sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting, and I haven't been playing them.
I know.
You know, I haven't been playing them. And I want to get back to playing more of the editorials because I think I have an editorial coming up, 2 editorials. And the 2 of them have to do with sports, which is dear to my heart in Trinidad and Tobago. Dear, very dear to my heart. But folks,
sports is dear to your heart even in the United States.
Well, correct is right. That is absolutely correct. And you know, Tommy, I just say that the 800 at the World Championships was yesterday in my age group, and the winning time was like 2 minutes 19.4 seconds, I think. Right? Let me say this. I believe I would have won a medal. I put it that way. But you see, part of my problem is that a medal is not good enough for me unless it's gold. That's part of my problem. You know, because I read the book The Magic of Thinking Big. And when I go to these championships, I always thinking about coming back with a gold medal. And I have to change that type of attitude to a medal it's good. A gold, silver, or bronze is good. You know, because when you look at it, anyway, let's go for the break. Folks, we go for the break. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Don't forget, people, share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. WCYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Voicemail, voice notes, and texts are welcome.
We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
It raises a question, ladies and gentlemen. If they cannot speak the truth in small things, imagine what they will do in big things.
I want to send a message to Black Stalin. It have some people that need burning. With honest people, you know where you stand, but not so with deceitful ones. For them, black is white and last could be first. About the truth, they couldn't care less. What was wrong for them yesterday, now 10 times worse, they have nothing to say. For everything they was complaining, now their silence is deafening. So Black Stalin, now to you I turn. Them deceitful people must burn. Rowley shut down Petro train, they say not a word.
Fire, fire to burn them.
No foreign exchange, they yet to be heard.
Fire, fire to burn them.
It's 6 times he raised the gas price. When we was producing it, they had it nice. But this protest like rain, they go burn down flat, flat, flat. If UNC did do that, so Stalin, light your fire. We cannot wait any longer. Stalin, time to burn them deceitful men and women. What is right and wrong is wrong, whether it is spoken or put in song. Those who fear the truth, they're hypocrites, will always hate the people who speak in it. There's 5 and 6 murders every day, with bullets and bloodshed everywhere. People are living in gripping fear, while the police tell you to pray. And the only reason you're still alive is nobody ready to take your life. For the right price, you could be history. That is where crime reaches sweet DNP. Now it's arm home invasion from them, not our word.
Fire, fire to burn them.
Daily drive-by killings, they yet to be heard.
Fire, fire to burn them.
People charged with murder could escape jail, cause under the PNM they will get bail. But this protest like rain, they go burn down flat, flat, flat. If UNC did do that, so Stalin, light your fire. We cannot wait any longer. Stalin, time to burn them. It will set a deceitful PNM. People losing jobs every day, while there's more taxes we have to pay. But all them snake in the Balizé, not one word you would hear them say. And food prices going up daily, you can't buy food for your family, while government live in luxury. Inflation strangling everybody. And for the sick and the elderly, they can't buy drugs in the pharmacy. But there's none so blind, the Bible tell me, than those who have eyes and refuse to see. Now it's property tax, they're very quiet.
Fire, fire to burn them.
Increase light bill, they're very silent.
Fire, fire to burn them.
Them but boasting how they quiet, because SB and them they wouldn't riot. The parties protest like rain, they go burn down flat, flat, flat. If UNC did do that, so Stalin, light your fire. We cannot wait any longer. Stalin, time to run down, time to burn out the PLM. They did not listen to Patrick Manning. Now the country is suffering. It's arrogance and incompetence, corruption and nepotism. Ministers get millions for government rent, while workers only getting 4%. Contract for their friends to get richer, while poor people have to suffer. 100 million in fake oil scandal, while there's no beds in the hospital. Mr. Manning advice, they did not take. Now we eat bread that the devil did. Now it's corporate manslaughter from them, not a word. Fire, fire to burn them. And those who are guilty still on the job. Fire, fire to burn them. Oil and gas production is at all-time low. The Minister of Energy don't have a clue, but this protest like rain. They go burn down flat, flat, flat. If UNC they do that,
Stalin, light your fire.
We cannot wait, we cannot wait, we cannot wait, brother.
Stalin, time to burn them.
Time to fire the PLM. Remember, people who can't face the truth will always hate the people who speak it. Them a hypocrite and hypocrite.
Oh, right back at you. It's the Kid 50 Cent.
This is your boy WZYE, baby.
Yo, what it does? This your homie Rick Ross.
This is your boy Gucci Man LaFleur.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
It's crazy, you heard me?
Hey, I'm Ariana Grande. Hey, yo, this Cardi B. What's up? It's Megan Thee Stallion.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Check this out, it's DJ Khaled.
This is Post Malone. Yes, that little Chico Pitbull.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Yo, what's up? This is Dr. Dre.
What's up, y'all? This is Tupac, Machiavelli the Dawn.
Yo, what's crackin'? This is Big Snoop Deal Double G.
You're in the mix with the one and only Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Frustration get the better of you and make you do things you should never do. You got to keep the faith, you can't surrender. You never know, tomorrow may be brighter. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on.
And of course, we are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. And Tommy, you know, one of our Dane Khan, Dane, let me see, it's Dane. Yes, Dane Khan just sent me this. And I didn't see it before. Right? And look what it says. Look what it says. Let me remove that from the bottom there. That scroll in there. Oh, hold on, eh? Let me hide it. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
That's the team.
Oh God. So we had to get him credit, boy. You had to get him credit.
Yeah, LRG work.
I mean, it's gimmick after gimmick, boy. But anyway, the other election gimmick I wanted to bring to the people is respect to the monuments in Trinidad and Tobago. You know how long we was talking about removing all the monuments and all these kind of things, right, Tommy?
Yeah.
You know how long we've been talking about that? Let's take a listen to this. Folks, listen to this.
Move long overdue, say activists. Government seeks to review placement of colonial statues, monuments, and signage. The government's recent call for written submissions to review the placement of colonial statues, monuments, and signage in Trinidad and Tobago is long overdue, according to scholars and activists. Last week, the government placed an advertisement in daily newspapers inviting the public to submit their opinions in writing, with consultations expected to follow. However, some activists and experts have pointed out that this initiative should have been undertaken much earlier. In 2022, the cabinet agreed to establish a committee to review and report on the placement of these historical markers. The Office of the Prime Minister acknowledged the need to study the issues associated with these colonial symbols and to consider what actions should be taken. In an interview with the Sunday Express, Professor Emerita Bridget Brereton noted that the call for submissions was not new, as many had already been submitted. She mentioned that the committee had been formed some time ago, and she, along with others, had been invited to share her views. Brereton emphasized the importance of the committee's forthcoming report and expressed hope that the government would accept the recommendations. She highlighted the need for public consultations and reiterated her stance on the removal of the Christopher Columbus statue from Columbus Square. Brereton suggested that the statue be relocated to the National Museum with explanatory text, rather than being defaced or demolished. Dr. Claudius Fergus, chairman of the National Committee on Reparations, also expressed surprise at the government's extended call for submissions. He criticized the selective concern for preserving a flawed historical narrative, particularly in relation to figures like Columbus. Fergus highlighted the overdue nature of addressing colonial symbols and noted that the international movement against such icons had influenced the region. He pointed out the problematic history of certain British war memorials in Trinidad and Tobago and emphasized the importance of decolonizing public spaces. Fergus also mentioned the CARICOM Secretariat's decision in 2019 to prioritize the renaming of monuments and roads that memorialize colonial oppression, and he praised the efforts of the Caribbean Freedom Project in advancing this cause. Fergus continued by addressing the global movement against white supremacist monuments, which had inspired the formation of the Crossroads Freedom Project in 2015. This movement led to successful initiatives like the renaming of Milner Hall to Freedom Hall and the correction of misleading signage at the Lopanot Heritage Complex. He shared his involvement with the Pemberton Committee, which consulted with various groups, including the Caribbean Freedom Project. Fergus expressed disappointment at the lack of progress and anticipated pushback against the committee's recommendations. He argued that the removal of the Columbus statue should not be seen as erasing history, but rather correcting a misleading narrative. Fergus also suggested that when the Columbus statue is removed, it should be replaced with a symbolic heroine like Anacoana, who resisted Columbus in Hispaniola, or Chief Buchanan, who fought against Spanish colonization in Trinidad. He proposed renaming Columbus Square to Anacoana Square or Buchanan Square to honor local resistance heroes. Fergus concluded by emphasizing Trinidad and Tobago's historical role in anti-colonial movements and the significance of the government's decisions on these matters in shaping the nation's identity in a post-colonial world focused on reparatory justice.
Yep, reparatory justice.
Tommy, another EG.
Of course.
Another election gimmick. All in a sudden, you want to talk about replacing monuments? I mean, come on, you know? I mean, and you know what is the sad part? It is do it blatant, you know?
If it works.
Tommy, but I don't know. I want to believe that the people are waking up. I want to believe that.
Well, let's believe. Let's hope so.
I want to believe the people are waking up. How come all in a sudden we have all these election gimmicks? Yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Brooklyn, you're on. Yeah.
So Uncle Tommy and Wall Street, good afternoon to you and your viewers, listeners.
Same to you, Brooklyn.
We want to move the start, so keep Christopher Rowley, just like Christopher Columbus, Christopher Rowley, his parents gave that European name, Christopher Rowley. He's saying he trying to tell the people he go move Christopher Columbus statue,
Yeah, they're going to move all that.
What happened to when the whole world was mashing up Columbus statue and he come out and say that the statue ain't doing nobody nothing, leave it. You forget that?
No, that was in the past.
But we ain't forget that. You understand? We ain't forget that. And I want to tell you one shit. When you was young in Chumaka growing up, and you're by the block, you pass somebody block, you used to hear them bad boy, them young boy, them saying, but I go slap Uncle Tommy, but I go slap Tommy if he pass here, but and like gang talk, street talk.
Yeah.
Our prime minister could be talking as a leader of a country and saying, but you go slap ministers and you go slap ministers. That's not violence. That's not a leader preaching violence.
Not for him. Not for him.
What example? How the PNM people? How we boy Gordon Joseph and them? They say about Kamala Prasad says about load up the matic and reload it. And I never hear Gordon Joseph come out and say about Rowley come out and say in Parliament, but you go slap people in the face and you go slap people in the face like if you're in the streets in Laventille. I never hear Gordon Joseph talk about your prime minister speaking like that. Maybe Wall Street, maybe them fellas never hear them things.
Nah,
they go link up out here.
Yeah, man. Bless.
I send you the video. You need to play some Gordon Joseph and them could hear the leader talking violence. That's why the young people in the streets in Trinidad and Tobago like that today. I done.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Tommy. All in a sudden, boy, we will get rid of these monuments. These colonial monuments, boy. You ain't want to, Tommy, I just thought about this. You ain't want to get rid of people going to government offices in sapat and short pants and dress below the knees and all this kind of thing. But all of a sudden now you want to get rid of monuments, Tommy? Oh God, Tommy, man. Oh, what a time. Go ahead.
Hey, if like you said, the EG works, then bring it on.
Oh, what a tangle web we weave when we try to deceive. I mean, listen, all right. At least, Tommy, what could I do? You say, all right, we're going to remove the monument and people can now go to office a government office in a sapat, you know, in a t-shirt, in a running pants, a running shorts, right? A sports bra. They could go wherever it is. Because we're in 2024.
Right.
But you coming now to tell people about you're gonna look at these monuments. Oh God, man. Oh God, man. It is a shame. It's a shame. A shame.
A shame.
Yeah, point for them.
Well, shit.
Eh.
They make a statement a while ago and say the people are Trinidad they will believe that they're waking up. I don't think so.
Yeah.
If they do waking up, it's only a portion of it. Here what I say that. Sometime ago, they open a bus hub in Port of Spain, right? And when they watch it was a normal cow shed, right?
Right.
Down in Point Fortin, I just changing the topic a little. Down in Point Fortin, they built something called Point Fortin Complex.
Right.
But if people really understand the media, the word complex, because I went and checked it, it's a stadium where they build, where you can have more than one activities taking place in it. But in this one where they build here in Point Fortin, it's only football alone could take part underground. There are no track and field track underground. The reason why I'm saying all of this, right? Trinidad and Tobago people not heading in the direction for development. Before I go, you see I send you a video on YouTube. I want to open it up. I will go to an hour and 15 minutes of the video where the Prime Minister Singapore was talking about Sport Hub. And you will see exactly what is Kamala Persaud was trying to do in Cuba when they was in office. The same thing with Anna Roberts talked about in the different programs where they build the aquatic center and they build the cycle velodrome. Is a model the copy from Singapore. So if you go up on the video I send you from an hour to 15 minutes, you will see what the Prime Minister was telling about the sports hub. Dr. Listen.
Yeah, man, bless. Yeah. Yeah. And I will get to that part. Point 14 state here. I have an editorial with respect to sports. We go get there. Yeah, Tommy. So it just and I want to believe point 14. I want to believe, Tommy. I want to believe that there are many people, right? Listen, let's be honest, there are many PNM people suffering peacefully.
Of course. You know, the most important and pressing issue we have in Trinidad and Tobago is fixing the crime situation. Do you really see any solutions in place or being presented at this time?
No. But Tommy, you sent me a video with, is it the president of El Salvador?
Of course.
But you also, Tommy, talked about what Ola Christopher talked about, and he talked about that too.
That's what I said. I said, could Ola be onto something?
Tommy, you will get blows today, you know.
I'll get blows.
Yeah, you want me play that video? You want me play that video, Tommy? You really want me play that video? If you want me to play it, I go play it. I go play it. Since you sent it. Anyway, this constitutional reform and this monument that all of a sudden, this election gimmick, this EG, that the RPNM come up with all of a sudden. And look, they just send me I shock. And I was just analyzing the thing, Tommy, and saying that they go talk about constitutional reform now for this upcoming election. And look.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, just to backtrack a little. Faith without works is dead.
Tommy, I believe there is a spiritual being in things, eh? But to me,
You have to work. You have to do the work. You cannot just
exactly.
you just can't sit on your laurels and just hope that your prayer alone would work.
And that is part of the problem with Ula Christopher,
Exactly.
right? She wasn't there long enough in order to put solutions on the table, right? With them solutions working, right? You incorporate that, all right? As it's like putting icing on the cake. Then you
Right.
understand? You know, you had the cake, then you put icing on the cake. You don't know what color the cake is. Yeah, but when she come out and thing and yeah, nah. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear that. All right. Caribbean Soul say send me the video in 2020. Oh, let me read this real quick, Tommy. Danger send me this. And this is in the Guardian. This is in today's Guardian. Ministry of Health gets 8 health service robots from Indian government. The Ministry of Health has received 8 health service robots from the Indian government at a cost of $1 million US as part of the ongoing move to digitize the health sector. So it costs $1 million US.
Yep. Money spent, money pass.
Money pass. The Indian government. I would like to know which company is that. Does the Indian government have a robot factory?
We can Google it.
Let me find out that. I want to know because Tommy there's so much things to get to. Tommy, I did some homework, right? And 9 years the PNM in power, they have dealt with 5 companies that have been involved in corruption. 2 companies in India, with Naveen Jindal and Hafer, and 2 companies in China. The 2 companies that one of the companies the HCC dealing with, and back in I think 2019, those companies are involved in corruption, and Sandals was involved in corruption. So it appears to me that this RPNM government, part of their legacy is dealing with corrupted organizations outside of Trinidad and Tobago, right? You know that make Caribbean. So check to see if Jindal have a robot factory. No, but this is serious. I want to know if it's the Indian government or if it's a company in India, right? And you know what? Maybe I could get somebody in Trinidad to do a FOIA, Freedom of Information, to find out if it's the Indian government, because the Indian government had to source it from some company, right? 1 million US. Yeah. So it wasn't donated. They had to pay for it. No. If you know, Tommy, you know, we had to make sure and a disclaimer. We want to believe that the Guardian is correct, eh? Because you know sometimes them just be wrong too. But we go do our 411, yeah, 411 to find out to get the facts. And Tommy, let me digress here a little bit. I have fact checked Pastor Google on that thing with the woman from St. Lucia. I sent her email,
And you've concluded?
And I have concluded that. Let me read it for you. Let me read it for you. This is directly from the CXC organization. Let me get it. This is directly from the CXC organization. Let me see here. Here we go. Here we go. This is from the Caribbean Examination Authority. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Yes. All right. The Caribbean Examination Council, August the 17th. So I asked them with regards to what was the statement? This is what it says. Could you please confirm the accuracy of statements that parents of students in St. Lucia are required to pay to take the CXC and CAPE examinations? Thank you. And I give my name. Dear Anselm Libon, we are unsure of where you will have seen that statement. However, CXC charges each Ministry of Education for examination taken by candidates in their respective countries. The CXC fees are listed on our website and can be accessed via, and they give me the web page. Some territories may cover the cost of the examinations for candidates based on their own criteria. What does that mean, Tommy?
It means that they have prices for different territories that is paid by the. There's money passing, but it doesn't look as though it's individualistic.
Well, this comes directly from this is not Caribbean Examination Council, August the 17th. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. And that's why I tell you guys, when you listen to the PNM people, they're very good at propaganda and misleading information. Now, how could the pastor with the internet search engine name come play a video, right, to make it look like if, well, the PNM doing such a fantabulous, splendiferous job, right? He could have sent an email to the people and asked the same question, but they want to mislead people. That is what they're good at, misleading people and propaganda. There is no propaganda, you know. This is facts. I'm reading the email that was sent to me. You see, and that is what we do. We bring the facts, the whole facts, and nothing but the facts. But anyway, there we go. And now we get that out of the way. Let me go. So, Tommy, we have the election gimmick with regard to. Oh, hold on, eh? Let me just do something here. He says he just sent me a let me see something. Let me see. Okay, this is the Prime Minister comment in 2020. Let's take this call before. Caller, welcome.
Hi, good after lunch to the panels.
Good afternoon,
Those who can speak, how are you?
Well, we all speaking here. We all speaking, so we are splendiferous.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, this is a different kind of Sunday for me because La Liga and EPL start. In addition to football here in my area started, but I tell them now this weekend I'm not available because I want to hear what the people have to say concerning the Constitution. Because I agree with all who would have been calling for some kind of reform, because the kind of dotishness that have been happening over the years definitely need addressing, if not fast, urgently.
Gordon, do you see that it's a gimmick that it took 9 years to finally bring constitutional reform just before the possibility of a general election?
If I see it that way?
As a gimmick.
No, I don't see
It's
it
only
as a
because,
gimmick. I see it as a necessity. It's something like other things that needs to be addressed.
Okay. And you don't have the time. You don't have the time. Go ahead, Tommy. Hold on a minute.
Gordon, even though it's a necessity, which I agree, don't you think that it seems to follow the same pattern as local government reform, which was touted right before the local government election and nothing happened after?
I will answer you this way. Keep it in mind that I am not a PNM caller. I am not a PNM card holder. I am not a PNM member. I'm a member of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
And a supporter of
And
the
I have a
PNM.
deep interest.
And a supporter
And
of
a
the PNM.
deep interest in seeing things go better. And I will support anybody who I see and I'm convinced in my heart that they are making an effort to make this place better. The question now, when the what they call it, the reform,
local government reform, local government
before the
reform.
election there,
local government
right,
reform.
that was in the air. That was in the air a long time. That in no 2 months, 3 months, or 6 months, or a year thing. That's been there a long time. As a matter of fact, that's been there since under the last regime. Since under the last regime. But I am not one of those conscious ones who like to brand, all right, without empirical evidence. For example, I am hearing PNM people saying that the only reason why the opposition, the UNC opposition, I should specify, because there are so many oppositions, the UNC opposition support the government with the last set of bills here is because election in the air. So it seems as though some people are comfortable depending on which side of the fence they might be standing or sitting on. They're comfortable to conclude once something is coming up and one person go for it or support it, is an election gimmick. And it's not a case of, hey, this needs to be done. No, whether it was done last week, last month, last year, it needs to be done, and look, it's going to be done. I have been traversing all over Trinidad and Tobago, as you may know. And to my pleasant surprise, I journeyed to the north coast to Marcus. And I was just so blessed to see. It's almost as if I wouldn't do it. It's almost as if, boy, I could close my eye and drive, boy. If you see how sweet and nice. No, it wasn't so last month. It wasn't so 3 months ago. It wasn't so 6 months ago. It wasn't so a year ago. Now, I could be fully, if I read it from the Dotuish book and conclude, oh, it's because of election that happened. You understand what I'm saying? So I am glad it happened. Whether it takes 6 months, 8 months, 25 years, I am glad that it happened. And the Marcus Road now is one sweet piece, well, most of it, because everything ain't finished yet. And I don't believe the little that I've seen of it. And I have some people who I know are genuinely people who really love this country and not love to fill the damn pocket that I'm in contact with. And I know that things are happening. Good things are happening.
Hello?
We lost
Yeah.
Gordon, and listen off.
Yeah.
We're going to respond. Listen off here.
Right.
Yeah,
so I will be kind of in between because I want to hear the convention, because I want to hear what the citizenry are going to be suggesting that the government, opposition and frontline government put in place to have a new constitution. So I will be listening to that as well, because I know most likely that ain't gonna have no comedy in it. That gonna be serious business.
Right.
And I am about serious business 99% of the time.
Thank you very much.
Well,
caller, welcome. Move on,
Watch it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question before I make my statement, right? So you see that garbage I don't listen to that one, eh? I want to ask you a question. What should the change the constitution in China to be in a special majority, right?
I ain't sure. I ain't go play
sure?
no. Yeah, I ain't sure.
I think it was said before it's a special majority.
That.
Oh, it's a special majority? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
you must like that. Like the constitution was shit.
Okay. All right.
Like the constitution, you must get a special majority, right? So to change the constitution, you have to get a special majority, right? But local government reform, even if PNM did win or lose the election, local government, they could have changed, they could have bring in local government reform.
Correct.
You agree with me?
Right. Yes. Correct. And I was fully aware of that. I'm fully aware of
Nice.
that. Yeah.
So the mama guy, the citizenry, that if they win, they'll bring it. Even though if they didn't win, they could have bring it, right?
Correct.
But no, we engage, but they could have changed it on their own. Now you telling me the PLM love we so much, they can give me something they could have given me straightforward. So go and give me something that they need a special majority now. And Gordon Joseph spinning on all kind of spin. One simple question, Uncle Tommy asked him. One simple question, and he couldn't even answer it. And he's a citizen, and he's on a PNM. But boy, this man is a sick man, by worship, boy. He's a very, very sick man. And I know it's hurt me about him. He's doing the same thing like the pastor with his search internet name does do. Bring forth God and PNM in the same statement. And that is a dangerous thing in worship. Worship, I was so blown away by this pastor with search internet name. I went to a pastor and I asked him something. I said, sir, no disrespect, but I can ask that question. Do you think a man of a level of pastor should be telling people to vote for a party? He said, no. And I said, that's craziness. You try to divide. Now he blocked me last time oh shit, he blocked me because I told him on his phone. You dividing God's people.
Yeah, correct is right.
And he blocked my call. He blocked me from accepting him. I have all these messages on my phone. So to hear Gordon Joseph come today to say he's not a PNM and he's a man who want to fix the country. And you see the country go, imagine what shit. Forensic, big headlines today. Too much bodies in the forensic costing too much money.
Yep.
And Gordon Joseph has nothing to say about that. Well, what should we have? Let's sit about it here and wait to hear me today. Plenty of people taking this for a game and what's going on in this country, you know. What should I come on the radio or the TV or the wherever? I have been very serious with it because how could a PNM sitting there be a patriotic or a UN sitting there be a patriotic? Never. So I said I was bringing another 2 cents about local government reform and this constitutional reform where they need a special majority. Enjoy it now, come back in.
Yeah, man. And Tommy, yep. I don't understand why you had to call a convention to talk about constitutional reform. They're setting it up, you know. They're setting it up. That's what they're doing, right? All of a sudden, you have to call a convention and we're going to talk about constitutional reform.
Just wasting people time.
Wasting people time. Wasting time. Yeah, caller, welcome.
Yes, thanks for the opportunity. As far as I'm aware, is eons of years that there has been voices calling for constitutional reform.
But Gordon,
it's obvious because there are so many things.
But Gordon, here's the thing.
But you're doing just what you do like people to do, you boy.
I apologize. Go ahead.
I even reached quarter of my point.
Go ahead.
You want to throw me off?
Sorry, I apologize.
There have been people calling for constitutional reform. And one of the main persons would have been deceased former prime minister, former opposition leader, former union leader, Mr. Basdeo Pandey. And what was interesting, he had the opportunity while seated on this front seat, being the prime minister. And I wouldn't do it. I would leave that for somebody else to say, what did he do concerning constitutional reform? Finally, somebody throw it out, not to their party, you know. They throw it out for the whole country, probably even foreigners too, to say, look, listen, what do you think should change or not change? And rather than some people who blabbering, come up with suggestions. This should go, this could come, this could change. Here was the blah blah.
Why now? Why now? You're wasting time. That's EG, election gimmick. Right? So if I was in opposition now, I could probably suggest that this party that leading the government, boy, forget that. Forget that. Don't discuss that. Don't bring up that. And don't pave no road. And don't give no two. Don't give all this sort of land for young people, especially who could now have something that they could work towards without having anybody on their back. Eh? And I know she tell her, don't do them thing. You know why? Because anytime you do them thing, those who read it from the Dotuish book will say, election gimmick. That's election gimmick. That's election. Father, help us. Help us quick.
Thank you.
Are listening?
Thank you.
You know, the thing is, we know constitutional reform has to come. Well, why not put something in motion that would create some results as opposed to just running your bloody mouth, year go, year come, and then doing nothing, and presenting nothing.
Well, Gordon happy with that. Gordon and them has Gordon
They had the consultation. People, they know what people saying and what they want change. Damn it, put the bills in place and vote on it. What do you need? What do you need?
9 years. You need 9 years. 9 years you need. And Gordon happy with that. 9 years. Don't matter how long it takes. If I take 9 years and in year 10 I bring it for you, just take it now, man. What you worrying about? Just take it.
Yeah, but stop the foolish talking loud and saying nothing. Do put something in place that you could act on. You know what the issues are.
Go ahead, Tommy.
You know exactly what all the issues are. Is it the same? Is it a repeat of the local government reform?
Exactly, that's what it is.
Where you talk, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna do the other thing. If you win, when you win, you undo one blood. Listen, let me try to be impeccable with my words here.
Call up.
Uncle Tony, go to the top of the Ministry of Education. Go to the top of the Ministry of Education. I was calling and asked the same thing. What's stopping them from doing it now? Well, people have a saying, we could do today, do it today, don't wait until tomorrow.
Exactly.
I called to say that. Uncle Tony, go to the head. Yes, that is exactly.
Man, it's so disgusting when you really think about it. No volume. Your mic off.
Sorry. Yeah.
But you
don't want to see it.
Wall Street, he using red eye drops too.
Yeah.
He using red eye drops too, so you will never see.
Correct. And you don't want to see and all he's seeing, this is what he's seeing. Well, they're doing it. What are they worried for? Look, they're doing it. They take 10 years to do it, but they're doing it. He's driving a nice up in Marcus. They do it. Even though election is 6 months or 3 months down the road, they're doing it. So if they do it before election, what is the big deal? They're getting it done.
And Wall Street, take a look at this again, right? David Mohammed, the land we get from Kamala Pusasa. And she given it before
the day before the election. The day before the election, right? A great example. The day before, right? Yes. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.
Look on our listening.
Yeah. Look. Miss Santa Cruz, welcome.
Good afternoon, Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, and to everybody on the chat. You know, Gordon Joseph should be the last person to talk about all who blabbering. It's only yang all over the place with this man. I know Gordon Joseph is not 18 years old. And I know Gordon Joseph had experience for 30 years of PNM rule before they break it up. And after they came back for the short period, we saw it. It is only when elections are in the air that we see road paving, we see things being done. Come on, Gordon, don't tell me you don't know that. Don't come here and pretend that you don't know that. And always talk about the previous government. The previous government had 5 years and did more. But you would never admit what this government is not doing. They are mama-guying the people. They're fooling the people. He fooled them with the local government and say if they didn't if PLM didn't win, they have to win get the local government reform. Where is it? Where is it? Now we're coming to hear about constitutional reform. But Wall Street, I want to read something, if you permit me to read something.
Go ahead.
This was written by Medina Mirage. I'll call it from the pages of Medina Mirage. Every time Faris brought a bill that required a special majority, which was needed to protect constitutional rights, and had it passed via a simple majority with the help of the independent senators, our constitution was reformed right under our noses. Every time Faris passed a bill to allow executive sorry about that, the executive outreach into independent institution to undermine separation of powers, our constitution was reformed, delivering to us on a silver platter the head of democracy. For the past 9 years, we have been undergoing constitutional reform. Don't we feel it?
Yep.
And she's right.
Yep.
She's right. Every time we come with something, they change the constitution. But you know something? Louis Lee said in 2013, when they were having the internals, and he contested, and Dr. Rowley went and changed the constitution of the PNM to allow non-paying members to vote. Louis Lee said, if Dr. Rowley can do that, think about what he is going to do for his friends, family, and financiers should he get into government. And we have seen it over the last 9 years. Wall Street, look at what they did with the procurement bill. They butchered the procurement bill. How long every time we keep hearing, because it was passed under the partnership government, was only to proclaim it, right? They never did it. According to Rowley and him, but it had loopholes. It had potholes, more potholes than we have in the country. And after Raymond and them fell for that. They fell for that. Eventually, it was passed maybe after, I think, 2 years they came into office or whatever. And still, I don't think we have procurement tribunal or anything yet. They're fooling the people. Now we're coming to say something again has to be changed, right? Look at how they butchered the procurement bill to benefit who? Wall Street. Who benefited from it? Yeah. Right? Sometimes when I listen to Gordon Joseph, I just want to, and in one tongue, you're talking about all this nonsense with the PNM, you're making excuses for them, and in the next one, you're talking about God. You should never mention God's name and them. And I agree with the caller. I agree with not the one before me, the one before that. I agree with him. All this nonsense that this man is be talking. Oh, go take off your blinders, the man. Don't come here and pretend that you don't know. It's only when elections in the year PNM does work. They don't do anything for the country. And just now you're going to hear. Just now you're going to hear how much pixie they're going to share. Who's going to get this? Who's going to get that? Who's going to get the other? Just now you're going to hear it, and then you will know, yes, just how the election bells are going to ring. Why it is, according to, I don't know if it's you said it, that they have to hold a big meeting, a big conference to deal with this thing with the constitutional reform. Just the mama guy people again. It was just the mama guy people again. But let me see how long for. And I will come back and say it again. Gordon Joseph, I'm ashamed of you because I don't think that you are 18-year-old. I wouldn't even put 18 or 25-year-old that you have never seen the PNM doing this amount of things just before election. They were there for 30 years and we saw it. And we're still seeing it now. Wall Street, thanks so much for listening to me. Take care and have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, Tommy, the thing is that Gordon does play so balanced. You understand? I mean, look, constitutional reform. Go ahead, Tommy.
Some people take us for fools, you know. That's all it is. It's tomfoolery. That's all it is.
And the thing about it, Tommy, the facts are staring you in your face, you know.
Exactly.
Right? The facts are staring you in your face. All of a sudden, the colonial past, all of a sudden, it's an issue now. It's an issue now. 9 years ago, it wasn't an issue when you come into office in year 1. It wasn't an issue when you come into office in year 2. As a matter of fact, okay, let me play this. I think somebody sent me this. Let me play this one here. Hold on. Listen, let me play this one here. Let me play this.
Weighed in on the ongoing
This is from 2020. Caribbean Soul sent me this. Listen to this.
conversation about removing symbols of our past that no longer align with current thinking. There has been a call recently for the removal of statues of Christopher Columbus by various organizations. Dr. Rowley is calling for sensible dialogue on the matter and hinted that he is not averse to change once it is properly explained to the younger population.
Columbus is gone a long time ago. Let's not fight over the statue. If we are no longer prepared to accept a colonial relic elevated in our midst, then let's just look at it civilly and decide whether he should be on a pedestal in Port of Spain, in the museum. But one thing you can't do, you can't write a textbook for any of our children and truthfully say that Columbus the Italian didn't go to Spain and sail to the Western world and had a tremendous impact on all of us here in Trinidad and Tobago.
That was in 2020. What year were you now, Tommy?
Pardon?
What year? That was in 2020, Tommy. What year were you now?
4 years later.
4 years later. Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter that it took them 4 years to do it. We should look at they're doing it. It doesn't matter for time, you know. Right, Tommy? It doesn't matter when they do it. All we should look at is that they're doing it. That's it. Forget about the local government election where they talk about local government reform. That was the big issue, boy. Vote first, local government. I'm over defender to say it all the time. Vote first, and this is for local government reform. Councillors will be full-time. Full-time. Are councillors full-time?
Negative.
Look, and you want to talk. It's election gimmick. It is election gimmick over and over and over and over. Right? And watch. 5 corporations Prime Minister Rowley's government is involved in. 5 of them in the last 9 years involving corruption. I want to ask a question. I don't know. How many companies, right, that other governments have dealt with in Trinidad and Tobago that's been involved in corruption? I think, in my estimation, I'm speculating here. I'm speculating that Prime Minister Rowley again will get the gold medal. Gold medal. He will get the gold medal for being involved in companies that involve in corruption. Gold medal to Prime Minister Rowley. I should give him a round of applause for that.
Save it.
Yeah, but I'm saving it. The gold medal. But Tommy, there is more, you know. There is more. All right. I mean, how the constitution may be amended. The parliament makes amend laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the country. The Constitution includes mechanism for its amendment. The process for amending the Constitution varies depending on specific provision outlined within the Constitution. Some sections can be amended by a simple majority in Parliament. Entrenched sections require 2/3 majority in the House of Representatives and the Senate. Deeply entrenched sections. All right. Okay. So whatever. And it takes years. It takes years, folks. It takes a lot of years. Okay. Caller, welcome.
Yeah, that article you read there, could I ask where you read it from?
No, do you want to play it? Which
Huh?
one? Which article?
You know read there about the constitution about changes.
No. That's Fox Islam put that up. Fox Islam. I read Fox
Oh.
Islam comment.
No, the one you talked about from 2020.
It's true or false because it contradicts what a previous caller said, that the constitution needs a majority for it to change. But I am hearing there that there are some things that could change by a simple majority. But anyhow, the whole point is we are here and we are aware of all these stakeholders.
When we have a minute.
Two major sets.
We have a minute because we have to go for the break.
The major set is the set that inside and want to stay inside. Obviously, they will try to do things to stay inside. And there's a set outside who wants to get inside. Obviously, they're doing all kind of things to get inside. Both sides have the disciples. I am with neither of them, but I will speak anything that I see is truth, anything that I see is fault, and I can refute it, I will do so. I love God and nothing will change that. And there's no way I could talk for long without talking God, because to me, He is everything.
Thank you. Thank you. So Fox says colonial statues in Africa. Oh God, Lord have His mercy. All right, let me go for the break. Folks, it's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics. When we come back, we have another one to talk about. You know, Tommy, there's a sports scandal in Trinidad and Tobago. You know that, right?
Well, we will talk about it when we come back.
There we go. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheed, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every month. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. You can, folks, like us on Facebook on WZYE 95.9 FM. Also subscribe on WZYE TV and YouTube. You can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Text and voice notes are welcome.
Tommy, before we went for the break, we talk about a sports scandal in Trinidad and Tobago. I calling it a scandal.
Yep.
And, oh, you know what? Hold on, let me do something first. Tommy boy, there's so much, so much. Let me see this here. I want to do something else before I get to that. Hold on, There's so much to talk about. There. That sometimes it is listen. Oh, here we go. I want to deal with this one first before I deal with the sports scandal. Tommy, the HDC had to scrap.
The
right.
contract with the Chinese company.
Yes. That Chinese company is also involved in corruption.
Absolutely. In Jamaica, we have evidence of them doing a whole bunch of shoddy work.
Yes. Another corrupted company that the government of Trinidad and Tobago dealing with. That's what I'm telling you. Part of Prime Minister Rowley's legacy is dealing with these corrupted companies outside of Trinidad and Tobago. Can you imagine, Tommy, if that was the UNC dealing with them? You know what I say, right? Take a listen to this.
A level playing field. Contractor praises OPR after HDC scraps $475 million Santa Rosa housing project. The Housing Development Corporation, HDC, has canceled the procurement process for the Santa Rosa housing project. The move comes after requests were made by two local companies to the procurement regulator to probe the favored Chinese company China Harbor Engineering Company, TNT Limited, whom the state enterprise intended to award a near $500 million contract. HDC's managing director, J.L. McFarlane, issued a letter yesterday informing proponents that the procurement process, which started in January this year, has been canceled because the HDC decided not to proceed with the project at this time. The letter dated August 16, 2024, said, "Notice is hereby given pursuant to Part C, Paragraph 8 of the RFP for the provision of design-build services at the HDC's Santa Rosa Housing Development Project Package 1 and Section 33 of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Property Act, 2015, as amended, that the Trinidad and Tobago Housing Development Corporation, HDC, has decided to cancel the procurement process initiated by the RFP dated January 26, 2024, including the notice of intention to award dated July 30, 2024 for the reason that the HDC has taken a decision not to proceed with the project at this time." Local contractors have been up in arms over the HDC's intention to award the contract to China Harbor Engineering Company, TNT Limited, which submitted a bid for $475.8 million for the project. A total of 11 companies had submitted bids which were significantly less, including NH International, Caribbean Limited, which submitted a bid for $259.6 million. By letter, dated July 31, 2024, the HDC informed bidders of its intention to award the Chinese company the contract and advised that there will be a standstill period between July 31 and August 14, in accordance with Section 35 of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Property Act. During this 10-day period, contractors can call on the procurement regulator to investigate. Two companies did. Procurement regulator Beverly Kahn issued two separate newspaper advertisements this week which said that NH International, Caribbean Limited and Woodgreen Construction Services Ltd. had submitted applications to the Office of the Procurement Regulator, OPR, challenging the HDC's decision and calling on the OPR to review the process. Misguided evaluators, in a telephone interview with the Express yesterday, Executive Chairman of NH International, Caribbean Limited Emil Elias said the HDC's decision to cancel the process was wise. He said it was clear the evaluators were misguided. "We look forward to a retender where clarity is required for a level playing field for all our local contractors who are pre-qualified for a job of this size," he said. He said contractors further want the evaluators to adhere to the conditions of the Request for Proposals, RFP, and the Outline Planning Permission, OPP, from Town and Country Planning. Elias praised the Office of the Procurement Regulator. He said the procurement reform which the Joint Consultative Council, JCC, worked very hard to have passed in Parliament and made operational is working. Had it not been for the scrutiny that the OPR would have brought to this process, the HDC would have proceeded to award the Chinese the contract without even notifying tenderers of an intention to award. So the act is working and we now have to make it work better and better. "I am very pleased," he said. "This is not the first time the HDC has cancelled a housing contract with a Chinese company. In May 2019, the HDC signed an agreement with China Gezhouba Group International Engineering Company for a $71.7 million contract to construct 5,000 apartment units across TNT with 235 units at Lady Hiley's Avenue, San Fernando, and 204 at South Quay, Port of Spain, in the first phase of the project. After concerns were raised about this contract, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announced in September 2019 that Cabinet had extensively reviewed the contract and cancelled it. Housing Minister Camille Robinson-Regis said yesterday that a proposed contract can be terminated at any time in the OPR process before the award, without any penalty. She told the Express via WhatsApp, "You're aware that during this standstill period the HDC could indicate their intention, and this period is the time during which any bidder may make an application for review. As you may be aware, NH lost its challenge and has issued another request for review." On August 6, 2024, the HDC defended the procurement process for the Santa Rosa housing project, saying it followed the strict procurement rules and it outlined the stages undertaken. Stage 1. The tender for the provision of design-build services at the HDC's Santa Rosa housing development, Package 1, was advertised in the 3 daily newspapers and the HDC's e-tender platform. Stage 2. The RFP was posted to the HDC's e-tender platform. This document contained the deadline for submission and proposed site visit dates, and allowed for suppliers and contractors to request clarification. A draft contract, evaluation criteria, and methodology were also included. Stage 3. The tender was evaluated by an independent evaluation committee comprising 2 technical subject matter experts, 1 financial officer, and a procurement officer. The HDC said an award recommendation was made by the evaluation committee and submitted to the named procurement officer, NPO, and the procurement disposal and advisory committee, PDAC, before it was sent to the accounting officer for approval. Once approved, the intention...
Tommy, I have a question.
Go ahead.
If you have bidders and you have, all right, this one person was selected first, this person was selected second, this person came second, this person came third, and you disqualify the first person, don't you go to the next person?
Absolutely. That's how that works.
So what is the problem here? If they disqualify that one person, shouldn't they go to the next person and go down the line?
That makes good sense.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe Tommy, Mova defender could call back and give us if we might be off base.
Maybe we're missing something.
Here he is. Mova defender, what were we missing?
Right, Wall Street. So this is my senior, right?
Yeah.
That is why the Contractors Association is kicking up today. Because Wall Street doing a tender is not as simple how it's done. First thing first, you have to purchase a tender. So it costs first up front. When you purchase a tender on Wall Street, you have to put in a lot of work. Design, and you have to pay for these designs. Designs are not cheap. So it's a design build contract. So when you spend your money to do design, and you do up all your man hours are working on the project and come up with the right prices and breaking down all them prices that are breaking. Okay, when you're breaking down the price of a contract, you have to tell them how much you're paying for roof one by one. You have to tell them how much you're paying for a door. You have to break down everything to understand and your methodology, how you're planning to structure your work, how much days you will be needed to block the road. All these things you have to put in a contract when you're bidding. When the agency scrap this contract now, it all shit. Every man just lose everything, and if they come back with the project, they have to re-bid again.
So Mova,
but the thing is,
1 minute. So they don't go back to the person who came in second, no?
That's what they normally do, but Wall Street, you have to remember. I've been listening to the video. That AI video not clearly. You're reading of the article. Sorry. If you listen to the article, before they scrapped it, they justify it. They justify doing it.
Right.
It's only when the 2 contractors contest it, that is when they scrap it. Right, so if the contractors did not contest it, they would have gone forward with it.
Correct. Right.
Understand what I'm saying? You know, no matter what I called you last time, I told you the OPR has some good things in it.
Yeah.
And also some bad things. The new things in the OPR, they could contest the contract of who it was awarded to. So the person who is in charge of the OPR realized that a big, huge problem, and they send their findings. So the agency had no choice but to either award somebody else the contract or scrap it. But to scrap it now, that is where the funny part coming or what shit. They can come up with the same contract, give it to somebody with a different name, and the same person can benefit.
Yeah, we understand.
I think I can see why they scrap it because that other, if that other suitable, then much better than that one. Why didn't you choose something else?
Right.
Why did you scrap it? Do you have somebody who wants to give it? That's why you scrap it and start over?
But also also Mova Defender. If you now have to go, but well, I don't think you have to go and do any more work because you already done the work, but you have to pay again, don't you?
You only had the work, but you might have to pay again.
You have to pay again.
Because the money tender scrapping, so the tender come out public. Everybody can buy it. That's the reason why it's public, you know. So Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, Jim could buy it. Buy it is not the problem, or shit. Anybody can buy a tender. As if they could go and do the work after to submit a proper bid and a proper structure with the design and build structure. So when you go, so you can't, so if you scrap it and put it back public, they don't tell NH come back for it fully, no, that is not fair.
Right.
I have to pay for it. So most likely you have to pay again. That is why the Contractor Association came out and they condemned it strongly.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
This is a big scandal. What you know runs through my mind this morning? I see something circulating that Section 34, I don't mean to carry back so far, but I want to carry back to something to bring it to something. Section 34 was voted by the government also. But they made it look like UNC did something underhand. Well, shit, in the last 9 years, me see one allegation the UNC made against this government was in Parliament.
Yep.
Not one allegation that opposition made or the people that Trinidad and Tobago made against the government was under Parliament privileges. What's the amount of thing in this country? And everything we can put scandal in the front.
Corruption too.
And Gordon Joseph coming here to say he's balanced and he will talk right from wrong. Yeah. Right? We in a bad place, but at least worship, we are waking up.
Yeah, man.
We are waking up. But the only thing is, some of them don't know they are slaves, so they're not waking up. Enjoy your evening.
Yeah, man. Bless. Tommy, I want to go to something now, right? The China Gezuba Group International Engineering Company, CGGC, has been involved in corruption-related issues. For instance, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development sanctioned CGGC and its subsidiaries for its fraudulent practices related to a project in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Additionally, there have been concerns about transparency and potential corruption in their project in the Caribbean, including Trinidad and Tobago. So that is CGGC. Let's go now to China Harbor Engineering Company Limited, CHEC. CHEC has faced allegations of corruption and unethical practices in various countries, but specific instances within China are less documented. Internationally, CHEC has been implicated in corruption scandals such as in Bangladesh and Kenya. CHEC has been involved in corruption cases in several countries. Bangladesh. CHEC was blacklisted by the Bangladesh government in 2018 for attempting to bribe a senior official over a highway expansion contract. Bolivia. CHEC faced allegations of bribery involving the Bolivian Highway Authority leading to dismissal of the general manager and the arrest of several officials. Kenya. There have been reports of corruption and unethical practices involving CHAC in various infrastructure projects. And those are the companies Prime Minister Rowley dealing with. Don't forget Jindal, Hafed, and Sandals. Facts, you know, those are facts.
Yep.
Or you Google it. Google it. And I was on the pasta with the internet search engine name, and I'm talking about Jindal and things. Tell me, well, boy, the people, yeah, they don't want to talk about. Yeah? We just only bring facts. Facts. Yeah? But I want to shift the goalpost here a little bit. Let's take this call. Caller.
I get it.
Yeah, caller.
Yes. All right. Now, anytime I call or message, true or false, I deal with what was said or what is read or what came up. As long as I am satisfied that it is an error, not necessarily a lie, an error, do I have the right to respond? I might be wrong too, but do I have the right to respond?
Gordon,
It's a question.
No, but we just pick up the phone when you call. What kind of question is that? If you're calling back,
Jack, what kind of question is that?
if you're calling back to respond, right?
No, I have other things. I have other things that I ain't raised yet to know. But sometimes when I hear things that come out of the book of notationist,
so go ahead and respond.
I respond to that.
So go ahead and respond.
Right? But I'm saying
yeah,
that nobody could say that Gordon is a PNN till he dead, or Gordon is a party card carrier. No, well, let me not say nobody could say that, because you see on your program and a couple of other programs, people are saying all kind of things that they're totally ignorant of. They don't know it. You understand? And they don't want to know that they don't know. And if you tell them that they don't know, they go say you don't know that, they don't know that, you don't know that, they don't know. All right? So hear me. Oh God, look, the Prime Minister speaking here now. Oh gosh.
Go ahead and
Anyhow,
listen to him. Go ahead and listen to him. Go ahead and listen to him. Yeah, listen to him.
Yeah,
Right?
but listen.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
The athletes and they have to be careful with their footwear. I will never give anybody a shoe that I would have used, because the way shoes are.
Gordon, we ain't talking about that.
Gordon,
we not
shoe
talking.
does have a certain shape.
Yeah, but Gordon, we ain't talking about that, you know.
Or you have a specific item. I didn't know that. I thought it's own program. It's all kind of thing I hear in there.
Go ahead, Gordon.
Or you don't want to deal with that?
No,
No problem. I will respect your program if you don't want me to deal with that.
Gordon, go ahead now. Go ahead.
All right, okay. So I'm saying that every athlete should get new shoes. I could understand that one could have shoe there and say, look, you could get somebody thinking, but that is not the best thing for somebody who is looking to move to higher levels, because your foot is not the same shape as a next person's foot. Somebody dropping on the heel, somebody dropping on the toe, somebody dropping on the ball of the foot. It's different activities, and that does cause the shoe to take a certain kind of identity. So it is always better you're giving somebody a pair of shoe, give them a brand new pair of shoe, because their feet will channel that shoe into the shape based on the activity of the individual.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
All right. Tommy, I want to go to one of my editorials here. And Tommy, you ever heard of Tyson Gay?
Yes.
And to be honest with you, I stayed away from this discussion for a little bit. Yeah? But, and this is to show you how this government don't do their
due diligence.
Listen to my editorial. This is an editorial. First of all, listen to this.
U.S. legend Tyson Gay impressed with Trinidad and Tobago sprint talent. Over 100 athletes from clubs and communities throughout Trinidad and Tobago took part in a two-day elite track development camp, which sprinted off at Skinner Park, San Fernando on August 15th, under the expert guidance of three-time American world champion Tyson Gay, TT's 2017 World Champs 4x400-meter relay gold medalist Machel Cedeno, and Pure Athletics assistant coach Evans Gregory. The young athletes experienced a day of intense drills, training, and motivational sessions. Joining them were current and former Trinidad and Tobago sprinters such as Kyle Groh, Che Lara, and Curdell McIntosh, among others. "It's been great," Gay said after leading a segment with a young group. "These kids seem to be more advanced for their age than I expected them to be. Very respectful. I can tell they have a good upbringing. They listen very well and not joking and playing around. They're taking all of the information that we give them. We might do more drills and put them together in some race. We want to see if they take what we're teaching them and see what comes out of it." Gay, 42, is the joint second fastest man over 100 tamers. In 2009, he sprinted to victory in a blistering 9.69s at the Shanghai Grand Prix in China in September 2009. His time is only bettered by current world record holder Usain Bolt of Jamaica, who clocked 9.58s to win gold at the World Championships in August 2009 in Germany. Gay shares the second spot with Jamaican Johan Blake, who clocked 9.69s in August 2012 in Switzerland. Day 2 of the elite track camp on August 16th will see the participants engage in lighter activity with exhibition races to showcase what was learnt. The camp was organized by the Machel Cedeno Sporting Foundation in collaboration with the Ministry of Sport and Community Development and San Fernando City Corporation. Day 2 will see organizers transform Skinner Park into a vibrant arena of sport. From 10 a.m. 5 p.m., the refurbished South venue will be modified to a family-friendly environment for activities, games, and an exhibition football match between Southern Giants, Presentation College San Fernando, and St. Benedict's College. This event is open to the public and free. Gay stressed the importance of children putting away their technological devices and coming outside for recreation. "I feel like with technology now, it's harder to get kids out in the hot sun. Kids spend too much time inside now. We have to think of strategies to get the kids to come out, compete, and want to get better. But I'm glad they all came out and showed up. There's kids of all ages here, and that's what it's all about. These kids want to reach their full potential, and like you and I, they also have goals they want to achieve," he added. The camp aims to foster a culture of excellence and dedication and seeks to inspire the next generation of track champions. On July 3rd, Sport Minister Shamfa Cudjoe-Lewis met with Cedeno to discuss the foundation's plans and the ministry's support. Cedeno said, "The ministry's support of the camp was critical in helping to provide these up-and-coming athletes with a chance to fulfill their dream of becoming the next track and field star to represent Team TTO, and also providing the necessary resources and mentorship to help these youngsters to achieve their goals." In a statement on August 15th, Cudjoe-Lewis said her ministry's support for these types of events is critical in fulfilling its mandate to reach young athletes and instill in them a love not just for track and field, but sport in general. She added, "We also continue in our commitment to support sporting organizations and athletes, both in and out of season, so that they consistently have the necessary tools and support to achieve their best on the global stage." Camp participants will learn strategies to maintain mental resilience and focus, receive guidance on proper diet and hydration for peak performance, and tips on strength and conditioning, and the importance of competing with honesty and adhering to anti-doping rules.
Tommy, did you hear the last part there?
Yep,
Adhering to anti-doping rules?
that's right. Honesty.
Yeah. You know, it's sad to say this, eh? This government of Trinidad and Tobago, they're not doing their homework. Tyson Gay was busted for performance-enhancing drugs.
Right.
And you are telling me you ain't bring Richard Thompson, who won the silver medal in the 100, right? A born Trinbagonian. Bring him, but you bring Tyson Gay, a man who have been busted for performance-enhancing drugs, to them youths and them. Just Google Tyson Gay. That's all they could have done. Google Tyson Gay. And Tommy, I was very upset. I was very upset to see that same type of thing, Tommy, I wanted to do in Lavantil to Wall Street Scholarship Foundation. We had a football tournament up in St. Andrew's ground, the Lavantil to Wall Street Scholarship Foundation. What them do? They turn a blind eye to it. Yeah? Yeah? And now all they bring Tyson Gay on the dime of taxpayers' dollars, a person who have been busted for performance-enhancing drugs. Here's my editorial.
A missed opportunity for positive role models in Trinidad and Tobago sports, an editorial by Professor Wall Street. The recent decision by the Ministry of Sports in Trinidad and Tobago to invite Tyson Gay, a former athlete suspended for using performance-enhancing drugs, to lead a track development camp has sparked significant controversy. While the intention might have been to inspire young athletes, this move has unfortunately set a troubling precedent. Here are 10 reasons why this decision did not set a great example for our nation aspiring sports stars. 1. Promotion of questionable role models. Inviting an athlete with a history of doping sends a confusing message about the type of behavior that is acceptable in sports. It undermines the values of fair play and integrity that should be at the core of athletic development. 2. Erosion of trust. Young athletes look up to their mentors and role models. By bringing in someone with a tainted past, the ministry risks eroding the trust that these young individuals place in their leaders and the sports system as a whole. 3. Mixed messages on drug use. The presence of Tyson Gay could inadvertently suggest that success can be achieved through shortcuts, such as performance-enhancing drugs, rather than through hard work and dedication. 4. Impact on local athletes. Trinidad and Tobago has a wealth of talented athletes who have achieved success without resorting to doping. Highlighting these individuals would have been a more positive and inspiring choice. 5. Reputation damage. The decision has attracted negative attention both locally and internationally, potentially damaging the reputation of Trinidad and Tobago sports programs and their commitment to clean sports. 6. Missed educational opportunity. Instead of focusing on an athlete with a controversial past, the ministry could have used this platform to educate young athletes about the dangers and consequences of doping. 7. Undermining anti-doping efforts. This move contradicts global efforts to combat doping in sports. It sends a message that past infractions can be overlooked, which undermines the work of anti-doping agencies. 8. Setting a precedent. Allowing an athlete with a doping history to take on a mentorship role sets a dangerous precedent. It suggests that similar decisions could be made in the future, further compromising the integrity of sports programs. 9. Public perception. The public's perception of the ministry's commitment to clean sports is crucial. This decision has likely led to skepticism and criticism from the community, which could have been avoided with a more thoughtful choice. 10. Long-term impact on youth. The long-term impact on young athletes cannot be overstated. They need to see that success is achievable through ethical means and that their leaders are committed to upholding these values. In conclusion, while the intention to inspire and develop young athletes is commendable, the Ministry of Sports in Trinidad and Tobago missed an opportunity to set a positive example. By choosing a role model with a clean and commendable track record, they could have reinforced the values of integrity, hard work, and fair play that are essential for the future of sports in our nation.
You know, Tommy, it was sadder because, I mean, simply, I'm sure, well, let me don't say I'm sure. I want to believe that his presence there in Trinidad and Tobago is being funded by the Ministry of Sports. Right? I mean, he gets a fee, he gets to hotels, transportation, and all these type of things, right? I would think that. What about Richard Thompson, man?
Exactly.
What about Richard Thompson? What about him? Or they decide to bring a druggie to Trinidad and Tobago, right? What I like to know is that I wonder where Tyson Gators coach. I don't know, I ask him questions. Where he does coach? Who he does coach? And the Ministry of Sports fell for another gimmick.
But who was the person that referred him?
Marshall Sideno. But at the end of the day, Tommy, the Ministry of Sports had to pay him. You don't know where your money going. From the time I saw that, Tommy, when I saw it, I didn't touch it. I said, oh, there they go again. Because Tommy, this same type of thing I want to do. And as a matter of fact, Tommy, I volunteered my services. Nope, I don't want no pay. All I wanted from them was expenses.
Per diem, yeah.
Yes, transportation, all this kind of thing, accommodation and thing, and I will do it for free. They had to pay me, but I'd rather bring a druggie to Trinidad who he got busted there, right? And that is the kind of role models we want in Trinidad and Tobago. You see why crime high under this government? You see why crime high? They don't know what they're doing. They simply don't know what they're doing. Let's take this voice note. They don't know what they're doing. Let me take this voice note.
Good afternoon again. When a judge can say the EBC erred in allowing 1 extra hour to vote without the UNC knowing about it, but the election results still stand, our democratic rights under the Republican Constitution were undermined. Put that in the pipe, Gordon, and smoke it.
God, boy, they're coming for you, Gordon. They're coming for you. For important call back. Yeah, Tommy. I'm going to play some voice notes here. Tommy, that hurt me. It hurt me.
Yeah, I hear you.
No, it hurt me.
I understand why too.
Why wasn't Leslie Crawford there? Maybe he's still in the Olympics. I don't know. Caller, welcome. Point 14.
Yes, you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
So when I learn something, well, shoot, the thing I sent for you on YouTube. I want to go on an hour and 14 minutes.
Right, I write it down.
Play 3 minutes from that time. So Trinidad to be able to understand why our artist is not performing the way they're performing.
All right.
Go to that video.
If I get
around 14 minutes,
point 14,
and play about 3 minutes from there.
If I get
to understand why it is the government has to play a part in everything that's going on in this country. What can I listen?
Yeah, man. All right, bless. Yeah. Let me play this voice now.
And Tommy, I agree with you. You have the concentration and bring the bloody thing. I agree with you, Tommy. Unfortunately, you're not right when you say I'm happy with that. I am not happy with that.
Caller, welcome. Caller.
Yeah. This, as I say, point 14 send you something again. I hope it's true this time and it wouldn't be some kind of error on his part again. All right. The thing is, you see, sports is not something that you could always put your pot on the fire on. I don't know how much you enter, but I will use, for example, football. Do you know that the world was in shock not too long ago
when Italy did not qualify for the World Cup final, big Italy. Are you aware of it?
Go ahead, I'm listening to you.
Right. Again, the world was in big shock when the mighty Holland, who made not less than 2 finals, not less than, I say, 2 finals to the World Cup, didn't win, but they've been there, and did not qualify recently for the World Cup. So I'm saying that to say this. Sports is not something that is safe to always say, look, I could put my pot on the fire. Yeah, Thomas going and win the 100 meters. Right? Lyle going and win the 100 meters. Right? Because sometimes things do happen. Things do happen. All right? So it's unfortunate people who don't know that get the opportunity to splash out what they don't know, and the host, I guess, like them, don't know either, else he would have been able to guide them, and he or she, and say, look, so is so, and so is so. My darling friend from Santa Cruz, listen, anything that was wrong, as long as I am aware of it as it being wrong, I am not going to support it. I am not going to endorse it. If you're talking about the election when an hour was given, I don't know if you could prove to me that that hour went to the PNM supporters only. All right? I don't know if you could say that it went to the PNM supporters only, but I know that the polls show even before election who was going to win the election. The polls that was done. All right? So let me not beat up and fight up and try to throw mud on anybody and try to discredit anybody. Let me deal with the issue that they raise, because at the end of the day, at the beginning of the night, guess what? That thing will help your party win. You know? Trying to demonize some individual ain't gonna help your party win nothing. So deal with the issues that your party members now could take back to their meetings and so on, when they sell meetings and so on, and get more people to buy into the program, so that if the PNM doing 1-1 or 2-2, vote the tail out.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Back to the PNM.
Thank you. So I don't understand why. No, Alan, no, this program is not for Gordon alone. It's Gordon alone to talk plenty mess. Listen, the phones are open, voice notes are open. Send your messages and call. Right? Send your messages and call. Ignorance cannot fight ignorance. You understand? And what I like the idea that I like to listen to people like Gordon and them because they expose themselves. They expose themselves. Okay, about certain things. You know, he run around Balizi house, he tiptoe around the savannah. You know, he run around QRC. He gone down by St. Mary's, he run around there too. You understand? And he come back up by Balizi house, he run around. He went to the tennis court right next door, and he run around there too. You understand? Because they don't want to face the issues. You don't want to face the issue with respect to selective things that the PNM do right before election. You want to face up to that. You don't want to face that. Local government reform was a great example of how they just do their thing. A great example. You understand? You know? But look at this. You know, he even talk about the issue we just addressed there, Tommy. How could his PNM government bring in a man who's been busted for performance enhancing drugs and using taxpayers' money to pay him? Eh? I wonder where he stands with that boy, Tommy boy. Or he ignore that. Eh? Yeah, these are the things. But Tommy, I want to digress a little bit.
Go ahead.
Hold on, let me take this one. Caller, welcome. Ian, welcome.
Oh, Lord, Father, bro. I don't know what to say again about this guy now. Who's this guy, boy? He has no clue about sports, nothing. All he does is come on. Where are you there?
Yeah. Turn on your computer. Are there your computer?
Oh, no. That is the tablet. I'm sitting on my bed watching on
Yeah.
the
Turn it
tablet.
on.
All right, you hear me now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right. We talking sports. You and I have been athletes. You probably went on to be a national athlete. Athletics wasn't really my thing. Football was my thing. I played college football. I wonder if you ever hear about the Green Machine before. I played football. I played for Malvern. I played in Ediat League. Played school football. We talking sports, Mr. George. I haven't heard him mention one thing, something positive about what we should look at doing for our sportsmen. Everything is politics. All right. So, Mr. George, if you're listening to my voice, I would one day like you to come on my program because I will probably put in a place just like Wall Street and Uncle Tommy do. You have to be honest and serious. If you are somebody who's serious about your country and young people, and especially we're talking about sports, be real and be honest. All right. Sports today is not like sports yesterday in Trinidad and Tobago. We have failed across the board. We have failed to get into the communities at all levels. Ask yourself why. When we look, I remember having a football academy in particular, I'm not going to call it community, was one of the biggest youth academies that had in Trinidad and Tobago in the East-West corridor. All right? We had young people that we got out of crime and all kind of things. We got jobs. I got jobs in the media for them. What has happened to all these youth projects in the communities, Mr. George? Why is it not continuing? So we will always fail at football. We'll always fail at athletics. We'll fail at cricket. Because nobody is interested in grabbing a youth man and say, hey, I want to get to where I'm leading before I come off. Nobody is grabbing these young people. We have so much talent all over the country. Nobody going at them, all right? You're talking about this gentleman who running this program, and I will support what she saying. How could you bring somebody who have been on drugs, caught on drugs during the Olympics, everything else? We have people like Mr. Crawford, our only gold medalist in 100 meters. We have Richard Torpedo Thompson, Ato came to make a change, Ole Blanc the man. What we want, what do we really want for Trinidad and Tobago? I talking youths. Do we really want the best for our youths in Trinidad and Tobago? Or everything is politics? I'm going to leave that right there and I'm going to continue listening. I want Mr. George to come back on and talk about the young people and talk about the development of sports and what position he will put himself in to help the young people. Agon, locked on. Uncle Tommy, good afternoon.
Same to you. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Ian.
Let's play this voice note here. Hold on, we got a voice note.
Wall Street, I hope you don't mind I'm sending another voice note. I want to tell Gordon, practice what you preach. Aren't you demonizing Point 14 and the host about accurate information? Why is it that you don't ever see what it is you're doing wrong or saying wrong, but you always sit with everybody else? Don't come and tell me, well, my party should have get people to vote or whatever. Nobody can prove it. You're sounding just like the PNMI judge. Didn't Ivo Archie removed one of the judges, the appeal court judges, placed himself there to make a decision not to send? He said it. He did not want to send although the judgment was wrong. He did not want to send the electorate back to the polls. That was not his decision to make. Because we saw the same year somewhere in Kenya, there was a similar incident, and they sent the people back to the polls. So you continue making excuses for your party, right? And you don't study who making excuses for theirs.
Mm. No audio.
I have a next video I want to play. Caller, welcome. Caller, turn on your computer.
You on me there?
Yeah, we on you.
Yeah. All right. True or false? As I told you, I will not come on this program and lie. Lying is an abomination unto the Lord. It have things I may not get right because I'm Gordon. I'm not God.
All right. And when you all correct me, I will take my correction. If an apology is required, I will do it. Right. And if I see, hear, or sense that somebody is doing something that is not accurate, I believe that it is my responsibility to bring to their attention the other side of it, and probably they will do like what I and maybe others have done. This man there, the man from he apologized too. He didn't get the information right, and he apologized. So everybody should be big enough to apologize. So that out of the way, all right? We know what point 14 bring, and we know that all that was refuted and thrown in the dustbin. So I'm not demonizing him, right? We know Wall Street, he apologized because thing went right,
but Gordon,
he get on to the
Gordon,
COP.
Gordon,
all right? Miss Sports Partner Day, listen to me. You see football? After God, family, football is me. And I don't know why you're jumping on me about what I know and what I know. You see Green Machine? Don't just say Green Machine. Say Gray. Do you know who is Gray? Do you know who was Gray? Do you know who was Hitlal? Danulal? Shaki? So we ain't bound to go there because that's not relevant. I could call almost the whole team that was dominating in the East.
Yeah, Gordon.
You understand? You're talking about Green Machine
Gordon,
and Warren Street.
Gordon, get to your point now. Get your point.
Right, I used to walk across to watch them.
Gordon, get to your point.
My point is,
Gordon, get to your point.
Wall Street, you have heard from me with the suggestions that I have made that could help our youths. And you let this man come up there and say, talking like if I only talk in politics. All these suggestions I make about we have to get out there, to get a hunger in these young people, study the work properly, try and get scholarship. Once you go outside, you will be competing against a higher level of opponents from all over the world. Haven't you heard me make those suggestions? So what kind of tuitionist book he reading and coming to say about I ain't make no suggestion about sports and I only talk in politics? I talk in everything from God to creation to politics to everything. What I will not do is lie or throw mud on anybody or attempt to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, welcome. Oh God, boy. Caller. Yeah, Gordon.
I had a call back to address Gordon. Okay. I wonder if Gordon talking about he walking across the aisle. Have you ever he know who you talking about? You asked me about Gray. Those fellas were after my time. Those fellas was after my time. You know who was my coach at Gusted? Mr. Kenny Thomas. You know who's Garfield Silva? You know who's Christopher Pugh? I could call them. Those are my players. Those are the players we played with. I played with, both on the 16 and senior football. So when you come and you talk about your walk across the Savannah, I already called back to talk about that. Yeah. Everything for you since I've been listening to you is about politics. All I ask you, what have you done for the young people? That's what I'm talking about. Don't come on the program and talk about everything is politics. You're jumping into the politics. We want to know, we ain't blaming, we ain't pointing no fingers at no government. I want to know from you, what have you done for young people in your community? All right. What have you done? That's what I want to ask.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, man. Mr. Florida, welcome. Mr. Florida, welcome.
Hey, good night. Good evening. Sorry, Mr. Hanson. Good evening, Mr. Hanson, Mr. Tommy. Yeah. Good evening to all the callers and everyone. So, I respect everybody call and who call in because it seems to me like they should get a secretary now because every time there's only one voice I hear all the time. But anyways, Mr. Hansen and Mr. Tommy and to all the callers, Mr. Gordon is set out here to distract the program. You don't realize all of you answering back Gordon with questions upon questions and upon questions. And Mr. Hansen and Mr. Tommy is looking at solutions. So let me forget that. Because my grandfather always used to tell me, son, two things in life do not play with. Is sharpened tools and stupid fools. So you don't get yourself involved because right now this back and forth with Gordon make no sense. Let's push the country forward and we do positivity. Because the youth are them looking on and that's who we have to get. There's a saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. So let me get going now. Forget about he calling and make it dirty. Mr. Anson, me owe me $12.75 US, so I take that money You can sell it to you can catch up with Trinidad because every time this man called Gordon Joseph, I had to wipe my ears with toilet paper. And I was you shaman. Look on this thing, Mr. Answer, said to me.
Oh God.
I tell you.
Let me take this voice note here.
It's too much.
Wall Street, I hope you don't mind I'm sending another voice note. I want to tell Gordon, practice what you preach. Aren't you demonizing Point 14 and the host about accurate information? Why is it that you don't ever see what it is you're doing wrong or saying wrong? But you always see it with everybody else. Don't come and tell me, well, my party should have get people to vote or whatever. Nobody can prove it. You're sounding just like the PNMI judge. Didn't Ivo Archie removed one of the judges, the appeal court judges, placed himself there to make a decision not to send, he said it. He did not want to send, although the judgment was wrong, he did not want to send the electorate back to the polls. That was not his decision to make. Because we saw the same year somewhere in Kenya, there was a similar incident, and they sent the people back to the polls. So you continue making excuses for your party, right? And you don't study who making excuses for theirs.
Tommy, I want to play. Tommy, I don't know. Somebody sent me this, and they say this is a park in Cuba, but I don't know. Cuban boy does make things that sound kind of funny, so I ain't sure. So, folks, is this fact or fiction?
Oh, coach, where are my children, boy? Where are my children? Daniel, what you doing, boy? You play in the car? You play in the park? Boy, look this children park on Cure. Look this children park on Cure. Look. Who is a child from this area on Cure? That not happen in Westmoreland, right? Because in Westmoreland, whole children park is very, very clean. Look this children park on Cure. Look where my children is going to play. Look. Huh? Who is that? Who is that? My son, I say. Huh? Look this children park on Cure. Look. That not happen in Westmoreland. Only in the next part of Trinidad, but no. Look, Cure, boy. Cure. Who is a child of this area in Cure, boy? Look my children. Look my son. Look my son, boy. Oh, Lord Father, only in Trinidad and Tobago. Look. I need to take care because somehow war can to come and eat my son, boy. Or eat my daughter.
Folks, put closing comments in the chat. Put your closing comments in the chat. Let me quickly, so I get to some of these few comments here in the chat. Cynthia, good afternoon to you. The Green Machine is the St. Augustine Senior Comparative School football team. Its first principal, Mr. Osmond Downer, was a football referee. Yes, he is. Yeah, he turned into a Gordon show, boy. Gordon take off the show, boy. Highly says time to unite if you are one better, but do arguing amongst each other and making no sense. Yeah. Hey, already guys, like you have put them in their place doing radio long enough. Okay. Hanif says, good afternoon, gentlemen, all visuals. Sorry I'm joining late. Gordon will call again. It doesn't want the momentum to finish. Okay. Mean Gene, what is the point? What's the begin by callers attacking each other? Okay. Unbelievable. Caribbeans, I wouldn't doubt that park right up in my side is Savannah looking like that. Yeah. So, folks, we're going to go for a quick station identification. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Walsheed. But you see, Tommy, I think we raised some serious issues here today. Election gimmicks is in the air, and the PNM having a convention today to deal with election gimmick number 1, constitutional reform. Right? Election gimmick number 2 is colonial monuments. Right? And we didn't even get to the election gimmick that they talk about before the book grant. We're going to get to that tomorrow. We will get to the one with the book grant tomorrow. See how much a $1,000 book grant can actually purchase. We will get to that tomorrow. Let's see how much a $1,000 book grant can actually purchase. Folks, we're going to go for a quick station identification. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheed, and you. We'll be right back after this message. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Folks, we are back with you. Folks, you can put your closing comments in the chat. You can also send a voice note as well. We can put our closing comments in the chat and send your voice note. You know what I mean? Make it a little positive one now. Let me go out with a positive note. So make it a positive one. You know what I mean? Or make it a nice quote. You know? Yeah? Yeah, Hailey, that park discouraging children, man. Hailey, you talk about that park, Tommy. One time I went up in St. Barb's Avantil, and they showed me a so-called park close to a cliff. I mean, oh God, boy. Yeah, boy. This PNM government, boy, they really are people fooled, you know, boy. Well, I guess I was part of it too. So, what I go say? I had to take responsibilities for my behavior, right, Tommy?
Yep.
I had to take responsibilities for my behavior. Yeah. You know? Okay. All right. My closing quote is you can mute people in real life too. It's called boundaries. You can mute people in real life too. It's called boundaries. From where I said, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Where, Tommy?
You know, this quote is by Thomas Edison, and it's something to think about. Thomas Edison said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Something to think about. I always say, you the man in the mirror. You must become that change you want to see. But if when you look in that mirror, you don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Everybody out there, be safe. Take good care of yourself, because I love you, each and every one of you. See you tomorrow, God willing, same station from 7 to 10. Good night.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you. Caribbean Soul says, the only difference between a good and a bad day is your attitude. Ian said, Mr. Gordon and the first generation of Green Machine when we rule college football, so you know. Mean Gene closing comments. Callers change the context of the show. I know we're sending our thesis, boy. Hey, Fox, you gotta send some Voice notes, Closing comments. Abdul Baha. When we look to others, we should see where they excel, not where they fail. Baha Eula wrote, not everything that a man knoweth can be disclosed, nor can everything that he can disclose be regarded as timely, nor can every timely utterance be considered as suited to the capacity of those who hear it. Okay. All right, I read that one already. Ian says, let's try to save the next generation. Let's be there for them in every way. God need a bib. Have a good one. Miss Santa Cruz quote is, lying to ourselves is more deeply ingrained than lying to others. Fedora Dostoevsky. I hope I get that right.
Dostoevsky.
Dostoevsky, okay. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, Movadi Fender says, blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of the truth. Blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of the truth. Yeah? Okay. So there you have it, folks. We are out of here. We see you tomorrow, same time, 7 to 10 p.m. See you. Bye-bye.
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting you know. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's
I just, before we go, I wanted to check to make sure we didn't have any voice notes. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, we did. Here we go. Hold on.
Shit, it'd be so funny to hear Gordon Joseph say a lion is abomination and the premise is one of the biggest lion record.
Okay. Mr. Florida.
Hey, good evening again, Mr. Anson, Mr. Tommy. You guys have a great Sunday afternoon. You and your family. You guys be safe. We'll see you tomorrow. And good night. Good evening to all on the chat, the live, all who be tuning in, all the callers. And come on, guys. Let's work together. You see, sometimes when you hear rubbish, it's just to put it in a garbage bag and throw it in the bin and don't talk about it again. Then we look for solution and we make our country better for the future generations. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let me see.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel the comedy away. 3 hours of it. Yeah. Moments. Yeah, that park that wait till you say it's Cuban boy or whoever it is. Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. I could tell you about the Curep area. All right. I lived in Curep for years and I used to walk across by Orange Street to watch what I consider to be the best team in the green and white. The green machine with all them fellas and them. All right. So I know both sides. I even supported them before I became a referee. And yes, Osman Downer, he was the principal of the school. Today, he's the head of the referees department, which I am a part of. Yeah. So, people, forgive me if you feel that I hog the show. As if people say things concerning me or concerning what I consider to be the truth, that from the book of Dotuishness, if I get the chance to respond, I respond to it. All right? But other than that, if you look
and you listen carefully, I have always been making suggestions to help Trinidad and Tobago better. And don't come and tell me no nonsense about, everything is bad about the government, right? And everything is good about the UNC and expect me to stay quiet. Yeah, don't do that. Because I don't expect the UNC people to say bad things about the UNC. And I don't expect the PNM people to say bad things about the PNM. But I will say things that are bad and ugly. I ain't care about color. I care about betterment. All right? And that's why I open up my life to God so that now I am living a better life than what I lived before. Don't vex with me. All right? Is the game you want to change or the players?
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting you know. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a dream. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. An ex-road stain with somebody's sunburn. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. Now with the love, with the vibes, with the hope. Now tell me something, how we really want we cope. When the children breathing in too much gun smoke. And the Coast Guard can never see a boat. You're someone like some goats when they come looking for votes. Fit the empty promises, reading like a horoscope. Justice for sale in a fat envelope. Politically, all the answers is a joke. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a dream. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. An ex-road stain with somebody's sunburn. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. It doesn't matter the religion, the color, the creed, or the race. It's our responsibility to take care of our place. Champion.